Hey guys, new video here. A lot of questions about like, hey, I'm a new player. I'm trying to make some monies. I'm trying to make consistent monies, and even for like people who've been playing a while, who I guess would identify as kind of casual. It's like, oh, there's no way you could farm that much monies, right? It's like it's too hard. So I kind of want to make a video about consistency, and even if you're like a super casual who can't play all day every day, how can you make like the super like consistent monies, and how can I just be a little bit more efficient in my gameplay? So if you're super rich already, if you flip currency all day, flip items all day, video probably won't be for you. But this will hopefully help some people, like maybe do some things that they didn't think about before. So for me, like I've played 2 or 3 builds the entire league, right? I don't change too many builds. I'll talk about like that a little bit later too. I don't play in groups, so I'm unable to do vault farming. Most of my money has come from strands and channy farming, and it's just there's nothing too special about it, and we'll just go over some of the ways. So first thing about efficiency that I really have to talk about is a dump tab. And warning, this is gonna be a long video, so, and I'm pretty bad at making videos, so I don't have like table of contents or anything. I'm just kind of doing a one take. And dump tab, let's talk about this. What is a dump tab? A dump tab is something that you pour all of your items and currency into, right, in between maps. And I'll show you the importance of this. I have one right here that's right next to my currency tab, and then these are all kind of dump tabs as well. Like this one's already full, so I moved it over here, and it's got all my 6 sockets. It's got my maps, my gold amulets, currencies, oh, not currencies, but like diff cards, like things I pick up. And I'll just kind of show you right here. So if maps are in here. Oops. All right, so sextants are up, and let's just do a map real quick, and I'll show you efficiency when it comes to mapping is very important. And this more applies to what happens at the end of a map. Also, I just noticed I didn't have my headphones in, so there will be feedback from the microphone. Let me put in my headphones here. Sorry about that. Super professional video, by the way. All right, so I'm in the map here, and let's see. Oh, no monsters today? Okay. So I kill some monsters here, right? I pick up my items, and let's see. Got Channy there. Okay, that's like 4 or 5 chaos. Oh, look at that. That's 4 chaos. What else we got here? Ooh, volatile. Okay, that's half a chaos. That's a chaos right there. So you're just looking. Oh, abyssal cracks you should follow, but for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to do it. And then a breach appears, right? So. Give me a second to clear this breach, because breach is decent monies. I'll clear this real quick. Essences we can sell later as well. And what do we have here? This is a whale orb. Okay, that's like almost 1 chaos, right? What's this over here? Oh, it's an orb of scouring. That's pretty much half a chaos. And so you pick up your currency. Oh, another Chow's orb. I guess I could do the abyss here. There we go. That's another 4 or 5 chaos right there. And then, so we're just clearing down the map. What else we got here? Right. And there we go. So right when you exit the map, what you should do is you should put in another map, right? Activate it. Go straight to your tab, put in your currency, scroll down 1 with a scroll macro, and then dump your currency. So you see that? There was no selling to Zana. There was no like, checking items or anything, because I have a strict filter. And right when you're done dumping, this portal will open up first. You see this one, this northeast one. If you're being like super efficient, like when I'm playing off stream, it's always you dump and then you shield charge back to this portal right here, because this will be the first one to open. It opens like this way, right? And the goal is to, once again, open map, dump, charge back while this portal is opening, and then you go back in, right? And that way you're kind of, there is absolutely 0 downtime, right? So let's say you play for like an hour, right? That's an hour of actual maps. Whereas like if you're let's just say like this is what I got, right? So this is like what a normal player does, and super inefficient. And you can like argue like, oh, well, you were going to sell it anyways and sort it anyways. Just trust me on it. It is extremely inefficient to come out of a map, right? Go, oh, okay, let me identify this and this. Oh, it's a rat's nest. Okay, let me put it in my sell tab here. Oh, 6 sockets. Okay, I'm gonna sell my 6 sockets. Got it. Okay. Oh, okay. Jeweler's orbs. I put my jewel. Oh, a map. Okay, map tab. Let's put that in here. Okay. Well, that's actually full, but let me put it in my other. Where's my? There we go. Let me put it in my map tab. And then oh, gold amulets. Okay, let me chance these two. Nope. Okay, I gotta sell these to Zana because I didn't get them. Okay, sell them. Oh, I got alteration shards. Okay. Currency tab. Oh, okay. Okay, now we're open. Now we're ready to open. See, like it's just don't do that, because there's never an instance where you're mapping, unless it's like a big unique item where you're like, oh man, I really wish I had 100 jewelers and and some chance gold amulets that'll help me buy something, right? That's never the case. So it should always be dump and then go back into your map, and this will allow you to chain many more maps. And then in your downtime, like after you're done playing, then you can sort, you can do filters. So mine on my, okay, maybe I should not do some trades. My filters that I do, because my filter is very strict, is maps, right? So I take out the maps, and then 6 sockets, I don't show sockets, so it's very easy to see which one of these are 6 sockets. And then I do div, right? There's not that many in here because I've already kind of done it, but and then you go currency, and this will pick up essences. It will pick up the actual currencies that you dumped in there and all that stuff. And then that'll just take everything out, and you can do it all at once. It's super. It's super nice, right? And as you can see, I already have like a dump tab here as well. Usually at the end of a, if I'm playing on stream, it'll be like 3 dump tabs, and I'm playing off stream, it'll be 5 or 6 dump tabs full of 6 sockets, currencies, div cards, things like that. Do it all at once. You can like watch some TV or whatever you want, and it is much more efficient, okay? That's one thing. So tied into that is the loot filters. So I'm using custom loot filter, and my rules for a loot filter are kind of like this. It's, if something drops on your loot filter, you should pick it up, right? There's caveats in mind. Like I like seeing all unique items because I might need some for leveling builds. I might need some for Animate Guardian on future builds. I might need some, you never know what's going to be more meta. There's some that have like different roles. I just like seeing uniques in case I miss a new one or something. So that's like a little a caveat to my filter. But you see a lot of people playing on a filter, and if something is always dropping, like a div card, an alteration, a jeweler's, a chrome, and you never pick it up, get it off your filter, right? It's like, you don't think that like looking at the item, even if you don't pick it up, takes a lot of time, but it does. So you should have a filter where, if you can, the rules should be, if it drops, I will click on that, or at least look at that thing, right? That should be the rule. And sometimes even more strict, and that will help you speed up your mapping a lot. Once again, I know it's hard to be like, well, I don't pick it up anyway, so how does it slow me down? Well, looking at that item does slow you down, because when you're mapping, you should be looking at the shield charging, looking at the edges of your screen. So anyways, that's another thing with filters. So try to I know it's hard to like make your own filter. It is very hard the first time, but take a couple hours, and then you'll never have to do it again. And with your own filters, you'll be able to customize it exactly how you want. You'll know where everything is, and it's like super nice for the future. So you're kind of future-proofing it. Okay, next thing, strands is right here. So let's talk about sextants real quick. Sextants are unbelievably important. If you're not using sextants, you're losing money. Not losing money as in like, someone's actually taking currency out of your tab, but you could be making more in every single scenario, okay? And this is like a topic that is a little bit heated, right? There's people that say like, oh, well, screw seconds. I sell all my sextants, and like, I'll never use that. I get along just fine. But you are just leaving so much money on the table if you decide to chain run a map without using them. And let me show you a good example here. So my channel is already fully blocked, and it is also it has good sextants on it because I was running that. But if it didn't, I would show you like 1, 2, 3, 4, and even if I use a yellow here, it wouldn't matter, right? Because it's like blocked over here. But 1, 2, 3, 4, and you would see on average, I would probably use 4 to 6, probably, no, 5 or 6 sextant rolls for 4 of these, right? Because it's very rare when you have this much blocking going on to get like bad rolls. It would be like good, and then 1 bad probably. And so when that happens, you save a lot of money. And when you take a look at the cost, right? Like let's say I go crazy and on my channies I get 3 bad rolls, which means that I've used a total of 7 white sextants, which is 14 chaos, meaning I need to make just about a little under 5 chaos per map to recoup, right? And because you use if you roll your maps the same way, the alchemies, chisels, scouring, those are sunk costs. Like those are whether you use sextants or not. So I'm not going to count those. But for these, are you going to make 5 chaos per channy map? And the answer is a resounding yes, because you get more than 1 channy on average. So that's 4 chaos on its own. And I've been selling channies for like 5.8 chaos in bulk. So it's literally impossible in like any situation on channies to lose money, right? And then you find 1 journeyman sextant, it's 6 chaos. So when you sextant, once again, it's impossible to lose money. And when you don't sextant, you just don't make anything from running the maps. It's like so inefficient that by just doing your blocking once, if you are going to chain maps, I hate saying like free money, but it is like the world of difference, and not even like in the long run, like instantly, if you're selling maps and like other things, it's just, you have to do it, okay? And that's like a point of contention in the leagues right now, where it's like, oh man, like game design and stuff like that. I think Tarky Cat had a video about it. But then let's talk about something like this. Even like, this is how broken sextants are, okay? On strands, there's 3 sextant blocks right here because I don't complete these 2 right here, and so this is a nightmare when I'm rolling strands. Like sometimes I'll spend like 15 sextants, okay? And that's not like all the time, but sometimes you get really unlucky, right? Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you could also, well, no, never mind. It's just 6 seconds. So like sometimes I'll reroll all of them. Let's just say 12 if you're really, really unlucky. That's 24 chaos spent on 3 maps. So you need to make 8 chaos per map, right, for it to be profitable. If you saw me do the what's it called? The map at the beginning, you saw me like listing the currencies as I drop. And this is why, because that was a very mild breach, right? I didn't get, a mild map. I didn't get anything in the breach. I didn't get any journeymans, which is like kind of common. And so even then I made more than 8 chaos per map, right? Even counting that I'm extremely unlucky with the strand sextants, and strand being like a pretty bad map overall, right? So like that's just how broken it is, right? You kind of have to do it. There's just no buts about it. If you're mapping the same map continuously, you should be using your sextants, okay? Like just do it once. I know the sextant blocking maybe 20, 30 chaos, 40 chaos to set up, but once you do it once, you never have to do it again. And I'm not going to talk about is that good for the league or not. I'm just saying you have to do it. I just cannot stress this enough. It doesn't matter what kind of player you are. It doesn't matter what maps you do. If you can do white sextants, you have to 100%. Okay, so that's all I'll say about sextants. And then like obviously just try to get good mods. And then now let's talk about another thing that people probably don't know about, but premium tabs. So sell tabs are very important. Have 1 sell tab, and I would say, you know, always have a listing on your item, right? Like it doesn't matter what it is. Like these are all have fixed prices on them. So when you go to poe.trade, let's say you're looking for a jewel, or you're looking for a specifically for gems and like unique items, right? No one's gonna scroll down. Oh, look, I just got another sale. No one's gonna scroll down to the bottom and whisper unlisted people. That's very rare. It will happen like very rarely. Okay, but people want to see listed prices. So, what the hell? Okay, so people want to see listed prices. It's easier, it's faster, there's no like back and forth. So always make sure that for like fixed uniques and things like that, that you have oops, that's wrong, I need alchemies, dude. For always make sure you have fixed prices on your items, and you will sell them a lot faster. Dude, it's fixed price. What oh, oops, fixed price. I need alchemies, I don't need chaos, dude. That's not the trade. Okay, so if you look right here, so you see, look, I have fixed prices on everything because it just leads to faster trades and less haggling. So do not like have unlisted items. The only time you should have unlisted items if you have like a rare or something that you just have no idea, right? And maybe you're like taking offers and stuff. And then so in that case, like that's nothing more to say about the the premium tabs, get them. If you don't have this, get acquisition, and that's about it, right? Always fixed price. Also, there's things with uniques. Also, this is just kind of like game knowledge, but there's a huge range of difference between different uniques. So make sure that if something has a role that is quite beneficial, maybe you check it a little bit. For example, where's my leveling tab? Okay, so like this flask right here, the difference between a low roll on a wise oak and a perfect 15% roll is like the difference of like 20 to 25 chaos or something, right? So as a casual, like if you trade macro an item usually, and it's like it starts at like 5 chaos or something, right? Let's see, it starts at like 5 chaos or something, and then it has like some kind of value. Like, oh, that's nice. Just check the rolls a little bit. That's all I'll say there. Also, let's talk about leveling gems and stuff. Okay, so right now I am leveling enlightens and empowers, and I don't even think that's like the best thing to level anymore. The reason is just like it's a very selfish one. I don't like clicking the level up button right here too many times at the beginning of leveling regular gems. So I've chosen to go with the bigger the bigger one, so I click that plus more less often, and it's like a little bit bigger payout, but it takes a really long time, and I'm pretty sure it's better to just level other gems. I'll show you why in a second. So, and I also have Haku. If you're going to level Empower and Enlighten, you need Haku 6% weapons, because they give quality to the Enlighten, Empower, and obviously enhances, which makes them level up faster. Okay, so leveling gems is something you can passively do, right? You can do 6 at a time. Sometimes you can do more. If you have open slots, you might as well just do more. But I'm just going to do for all kinds of players, let's just say 6, right? And this could be a good way to generate some exalts. But there is a lot of how do I say this? It's a lot of variance around it. Okay, let me show you what I mean. So deciding what to do. So let's take something that's super meta, right? Let's say you're playing EK and you're like, oh man, I want to level my own EK, and then the other ones I can sell if I get 2120. So EK is like 2 exalts here. If I do something like what's like controlled destruction, like a support gem, you might level, because a lot of people they just throw in whatever they have, right? And then they like might GCP it down. Buy them already quality, okay? Do not double GCP. Do not GCP down your gems and double level them. That is extremely inefficient, because the 119, 120 stuff is actually like, it's cheap enough it'll save you the time, right? And it's super cheap. So let's say you're leveling support gems, like 1.5 exalts. Oh man, look at that, 2 exalts. Oh, garbage, right? Okay, so let's go to like added lightning, and some of these gems are really mercurial, like they'll just jump around all the time. So I like added lightning because there's a lot of times in the league where, you know, people are buying this enough where it jumps up to like 3.5, you know, 4.55 exalts, and it's like a decent profit, right? Right now, but not so much, right? But see, still better than active skill gems. So some, like, you gotta be like, oh, so you gotta search on poe.trade which ones are the most expensive. Let's take a look at something else. Oh my goodness, look at this thing. Look at the big boy. Now, for some reason, people aren't leveling this enough, so it's 5 exalts. This league for Herald of Thunder, right? I've sold one for 5.7 exalt, I sold another one for 4.9 exalt, and I sold 2 for 3 to 3.5 exalts. So there was a time when like there were none of these, so you could just price whatever you want. You see 5 exalts. So by picking things that are, and they all take the same time to level, right? Pretty much. It's not like, you know, it's not like Enlighten and Powers that take forever. So if you level something like this, it's like, wow, if I get a 2120, I have so much more money than if I were leveling something like this, right? And then, so that's kind of what you have to think about, right? And then, like, if I search for, let's say I search for the thing that I'm leveling right now, Enlighten 4, right? It takes way longer, and look at that. Oh my goodness, look at that. It takes longer, and it costs less than a Herald of Thunder for some reason, right? And there's like other gems that follow this rule as well. So just do a little research and just kind of level the things that you think will, first, it has to sell. So if you level some like weird stuff like 2120 or 2023 blind, you know, you're pretty quirky. Like, there probably won't be any in it, but doesn't mean you could sell for 5 exalts, if you know what I mean. So you gotta have to think like what will actually sell, in like a day or two that I will spend leveling it, and then how does it compare to everything else. So just do your research on your gems, and that can be a ton of money, right? And then so another thing with this is let's go to another part of poe.trade. So this will just be poe.trade tips here. So buy orders and sell orders, right? Buy orders and sell orders are very important. So if you don't need an orb right away, but you want to stock up because later you will need them. So for example, let's say that being in league, you're like, I want to buy vols because vols are 2 to 1, and later on if I corrupt my maps and stuff, it's good returns. Or later on I want to raw socket, link, and socket infuse from Verici level 8, I'm gonna need 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, including coloring vols. You might want to do buy orders now so you can like continuously stock up at a very good rate, and not get screwed by having to buy them all at once from someone who has like maybe a little bit iffy rate but has a lot of them. So let me tell you what buy orders are. Buy orders are things on the left side. This is poe.trade currency shop. Buy orders are the things on the left side are what you are wanting to get rid of, right? So I'll take an example here. These rates are bad because I don't want to get whispers on these while I'm playing. So I only change the rates on the right side when I actually want the item. But left side, I want to get rid of my 1 exalt. What do I want? I want vol orbs. So if I'm actually serious about this, what I'll do is I'll do this 133, okay, and or maybe like 122, and I'll save and bump, and then people on the currency shop can see my actual rates. And so with this, you can get much better deals over time. I regularly buy apprentice sextants for 18 chaos instead of 20 to 10 when the rate is 2 to 1. So you save some monies over time, and the people come to you, right? It saves you time. And then orb of fusing, I regularly sell for 32 to 35 fusings for 10 apprentice sextants, which once again are 2 chaos. So you save a little bit of money. You don't have to trade because you have to trade, but you don't have to go after trades. They come to you, which saves you time, right? It feels good. And you can stock up as the prices are like, swinging around. So the rates are really crazy because here's what's going to happen. Let's say that exalts, and it's also a good barometer, which I'll talk about in a second. Let's say I can get 45, I'm pretty sure I can get 45, yeah, 42 to 45 white sextants, and for my 1 exalt. When I save and bump, if I leave this here, right, people are just going to, after I'm even done selling my exalts that I want, I'm going to get bombarded with whispers over, like, once every 10 minutes, once every half hour, once every hour. I don't want that. So when you are done buy ordering or sell ordering for the currency you want, bump this up to a larger rate. So I'll bump mine up to not 4,000, 55. I'll save and bump, you see? And, oh, I got to bump this back up too. Sorry, hold on. 144. Okay, these aren't the real rates. These are just the bumped rates. When I bump it up to a higher price, 1 exalt to 1 white, it does 2 things. Number 1, I stop getting whispers for it. Number 2, it's a barometer. This is really good to do with exalts to chaos. If you think chaos is gonna like shift really heavily. Where's my exalt to chaos, by the way? Do I not have an exalt to chaos? Okay, maybe I don't have exalt to chaos. But let's say you know that chaos is 85 to 1. If you are done trading for chaos and you bump your rate to, you're giving 1 exalt for 95 chaos, and then you actually get whispers for that, that's a great barometer for being like, okay, something's going on with the market, maybe I need to look into this, and that'll help you like decide what to do with your chaos. So that's like a little bit like more like, okay, like long-term planning. Maybe as a casual player you don't care about this, but it does give you more information about the league, and you can do this with every single currency to get a feel on like what am I, like what's good to invest in right now, and what might be good to stock up on right now at a good rate. Okay, so that's one thing you can do, and this is, some people will be like, oh, that's scamming because you're getting such better rates. I don't know, there are people like that, but it's not. It's just being smart with your buy and sell orders. Okay, so definitely do this if you don't need immediate orbs. If you need immediate orbs, of course you have to go to poe.trade and buy them. Okay, but this is for long-term planning and saving you time. And let's talk about pre-rolling maps. So I've talked about mapping a little bit. I talked about trading a little bit. Another thing that, if you're a casual player, do not like just have maps in here and then roll them one by one and then go into your map device and do it. Do it all at once. So I recommend like at minimum 72. Right, that's just what fits in this tab. So 72 maps right here, roll them all at once. And what do I mean by that? I mean, like, so here's what I would do. Just give you an example. I'm not going to do it here because like doing the chisels and all that stuff is going to hurt my hands. But I would chisel every single one of these. So what I'll do here is I'll do this 20%, see? And some of these are already 20% quality. See, they've been highlighted. So I chisel all these till they highlight, which means they're 20% quality. And then I go rare, right? And I use an alchemy, and I alchemy every single one until they're all lit up and rare. And then from there, what I can do is I can do my filters. So what is my build currently not willing to run because it's not very fun, or like I just can't do it. So I'm not willing to do cannot regen, okay? So I'll do cannot regen right here. Filter, take those out into the inventory. Then I would do, I have a light poacher on, so I can't do any reflect. I'll type in reflect, take out the ones that are highlighted. Then another one that's like really easy to do, but I just don't like because I like seeing Gore Herald explosions, is to avoid Ellie. Okay, to avoid Ellie in here will allow you to filter 60% or 90% avoidance of elemental status on yellow and red maps respectively. So take those out, re-roll them, put them back in, do the filters again, and that's it. Okay, another thing, that if you pre-roll, it'll spend less time, okay? You'll spend less time back and forth, and it'll be a lot more enjoyable because you know, oh, when I'm done with my 10 maps, I have another 10, 20, 100 waiting for me. And like lastly, I used to do that with like a quad tab. It was like really, really like like kind of silly, but yeah, four columns and 4 maps is 100. So I'll do that with like a quad tab of maps, right? And so yeah, you can just think about that. So another thing I want to talk about is corruption. Now this is going to be a topic that you might not want to do because it's kind of annoying, but let me just show you what I mean here. Okay, I have strands here. These are all already rolled, and let's take some vol orbs here. And I believe that corruption is like, it's so insane. Okay, it's just like, it's so good. And let's just say, like, most of the time you're getting around like 20 pack size and stuff, right? And since I've rolled these, I know that these are all okay to corrupt because if they go unidentified, it's still the same map mods underneath the ID, so you don't need to be scared. Okay, see, look, I'm breaking some of them, but it's fine. So look, I'm corrupting, easy. Okay, so I've corrupted every single map in here, right? Let's see. And ooh, I forgot this one. There we go. Okay, so corrupting, and then I'm gonna do, let's search for, misspell, strand, right? So I bricked some of these, but these are fine because these will sell for 3 chaos. So because these will sell for 3 chaos, corrupted strands will sell for at least 4 to 5 chaos. Corrupted channies have always sold for 4 to 5 chaos as well. So if you have a bricked one, that you cannot do, meaning that it changed the mods on it, I'll show you what I mean in a second. Give me a second here. Where's my, here we go. Let me put these all in here. So now let's search for unidentified. So unidentified is huge in 2 ways. First, you get more juice out of the map, you get more returns. And then second of all, there is a sextant that will very often show up that says unID'd maps have like monsters and quantity or something like that. And that lasts for 3 maps. So you get the bonus on top of the unID'd. And that is just such insane returns. And you can be like, oh, well, you're bricking your maps, right? Well, it doesn't matter because here, I'll show you. The bricked ones, first of all, they sell for more than what it costs to roll them, more than the vol, the chisels, the alch, and the scours combined. And because you literally can, if you have a shaped Alice, you literally cannot run out of maps. It is impossible. So who cares if you brick some maps, right? You won't run out. And this is even with me selling like 200 maps a day or something when I'm actually going at it on strands hard. So let's go back to here and I'll show you what I mean. So now these are all the unID'd ones are super juicy. The ones that have, look at this, 43 pack size, 133 quant, right? If you get 8 mods on it, you see, like it turns some of them so juicy. Some of them will have no change or they'll brick, but like look at that, 43 pack size, 39, and then the quantity 121 versus like a normal one that's like at 75 quantity. The returns are extraordinary. So let's filter out. So before reflect, I can't do reflect. So if any of these bricked into reflect, I bricked 3 of them, no big deal though, right? And what else am I not willing to do? I'm not willing to do cannot regen, right? So there's one of these that bricked, and I'm not willing to do to avoid elemental stats. And look, I bricked 5 more. But look at this. Look how many I have still. And I have the juice from these. And I have the juice from the, what's it called? The 8 mod ones, and the ones that re-rolled into higher. And then you can like get midnight. Okay, and then you get midnight fragments off the boss, which is 5% quantity per. Get midnights, sacrificial fragments off the boss, which you put into your maps, 5% quant, or you get midnights, which sell for 3 or 4 chaos. It's just it's something that I really love doing. I might not do this a little bit in the near future because I want to test out double breach on the on my maps, but like doing this, if you can stand doing this, it's unreal. Like, yeah, I can't even like, woo, it's so much money, okay? And so yeah, that's another thing you could do to make really consistent money. You will never ever lose money on this. It's impossible. Once again, same with what I was talking about earlier with using sextants. There is no instance in which a casual player, long term, short term, with bad RNG, with good RNG, you'll never lose money. It's so much money. So it's great. So do that. And then also, like, I guess like more macro kind of things. I have like 2 characters I played this league, right? So if you re-roll your characters all the time, you're not gonna make very much monies, right? Like, it's just once you're done gearing a character, that's when you make all the monies. But if you're re-rolling every 2 days, leveling makes you no money. Getting to starting maps and going slow like is really no monies at all. So you gotta like stick to a character, I think, if you want to be consistent. And this video is all about consistency. Another thing I'm going to show off real quick is last thing, and this is kind of a topic that's, I guess, not. I'm going to do a little trigger warning. It's going to be a topic that makes people not happy. Okay, I have a suspender on. Let me unsuspend my tabs here. This is a topic that people throw around the word like scam and stuff a lot, and I don't care. I'm just going to provide you with the information. You can make your own value judgments. Okay, I'm coming at this from a place of consistency. So let's talk about whoops. This is a whoop I have for, I believe that this is like just like regular fire damages jewels. And so what you know from playing a long time is jewels are always in demand. People are always wanting to get their jewels, and as the league ends, jewels become rare because people quit the league and they start to sell for more. So let's just take like a quad damage and attack speed or whatever jewel. Like they go for quite a bit, a couple exalts, right? Like the good ones. So what happens is you set up this whoop, you search, you do a live search, so it has like the new ones on there. And let's say that this happens, a live search pops up and you see, well, it's live search right now. Hold on. And let's say that you see this happening. Okay, this guy has this for 5 chaos. Okay, pretty low attack speed rolls, a life roll, and an area damage. Oh, that's pretty nice, right? Like maybe you could sell this. I think you could sell this for maybe a little bit more. Well, this is a bad example because this jewel is actually kind of bad, but this one right here. Okay, this one right here. A high multi-roll, whatever projectile, it's a damage roll at least. 6 and 5 for 11% combined on 2 rolls is pretty damn good. That's like above average, I think, right? Because like that generic is very high and 6% is very nice as well. So like I'll whisper this guy, right? I'll say, hey, can I? Oh, I'm in D&D mode. Okay, so for these, if you see something that you think can be bought and like sold for more, you might whisper the guy and you'll be like, oh look, 8 chaos, thanks so much, man. So I'll buy his jewel for 8 chaos, and then I might like relist it later, right? Maybe. This is just kind of an example. That jewel, like I don't really want that jewel because there's like bigger ones I'm going after. But here we go. I got the jewel. Double attack speed, which for some dischargers and some other builds, they value attack speed way more than damage, because once you have enough damage, who cares if you're one-shotting the white mob and the blue and the yellow, who cares if you're doing 1 million damage or 10 billion damage, right? There's literally no difference. So they want attack speed to speed it up. So like you can take your jewel and you can be like, oh, I think this is worth 23 chaos, right? And so that's one thing you do. And I mean, see, this is where people are like, oh, that's a scam, right? But look, it's been up for 3 weeks and no one's bought it, right? So maybe this one won't be so good, but I'll put it up and maybe someone bought it. 8 chaos is like really nothing, right? So that's just an example, right? Once again, this isn't something I would normally do, but this is just to make an example of it. So the big part of it is unlisted, okay? Right now, there are none, because what I'm guessing is happening is everyone has whoops up for builds across the board. And when an unlisted one shows up, if you think that you can sell it for a lot more, or you might want to use it for a future build, or it's really good, what you do is you whisper them, and if it's unlisted, they have no price. They don't know, you don't know, and nothing in this game really has like set values, right? Except for what's in your mind. So you say, Do you have a price in mind? And then they will say X currency. And if that is good for you, you just buy it, right? A lot of times you'll see this in the first week. Discharge, 4 mod discharge jewels. Where are they? Are they here? Okay, here's my discharge jewels. You see how they start at 1.5 and they go up pretty quickly? You can get all of these jewels listed here in the first week for 5 chaos. That is a fact, okay? It has happened every single league since Discharge was available. 5 chaos for all these jewels because of the unlisted and stuff. Okay, so you whisper them, hey, how much do you want for it? And if they give you a price like 10 chaos, oh, I want 5 chaos for it. Is that okay? You say, okay, right? See, once again, this is like, some people say, oh, you're scamming him. But you're asking for a price, they're giving you a price, and you're accepting the price, right? Nobody wants to pay more than they have to. So that's another thing you can do with unlisted jewels. And obviously, as the league goes on, and there's another whoop that I'm doing, which is for Righteous Fire jewels, but I'm not going to show that for obvious reasons. But Righteous Fire jewels started a couple exalts for the good ones. Later in the league, if you're like the only one with the good ones, they have sold for 20 to 25 exalts for the good ones. And you know, when you're selling for 20, 25 exalts, it's like worth, that's why sometimes, you know, you'll see a whoop and I'll buy like a jewel for, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 exalts right away, right? Because you know that later on in the league, it'll be 20, 25 exalts. Now, not always, right? You can always be wrong with your investments, but from what I've seen, Righteous Fire jewels are completely insane later in the league in about like a few weeks or so. So you can set up whoops for those, and then like the reason you might want to wait is because right now jewels are plentiful. So because everyone's still playing, if you buy a Righteous Fire jewel and you list it right now, everyone else is just going to push up the price of their Righteous Fire jewels, and you won't be able to whoop anymore right now. So this is kind of like meta, right? If you wait and you're the only couple people with them, who cares if you price at 25? If you do it now when they're plentiful, and then everyone else starts to like push up, that's really bad for you right now. So anyways, that's so that it doesn't allow you to buy them as easy. If that makes any sense, I don't know. It's like super dumb, but it's just a little thing. So those are whoops, and you can do it for anything. Another thing is there anything else? That's about it, right? Oh, one little caveat to two things I want to talk about that I forgot to mention. When you're doing like these jewels, right? When you're gonna level them, let's say you want to do, where is it? Here we go. Wait, no. Herald of Thunder, okay? Or you know what? Let's just do it with this. Let's say that you are looking for an added lightning to level. Remember, always buy it like, you know, 19, 20 quality, and like do not GCP down twice, okay? You can do this. Level 19, make sure it's uncorrupted, okay? And then this one, if you can, look at this. If you can buy a 1920, sometimes you'll see like an 18 or 19 that's like at this much XP. See, like right now, not really. But I mean, it just saves you time also. So if you can get, if it's the same price as the other one, so for example, 1920 uncorrupted, let's see what a 120 is going for. Look at that. That's an 8 chaos difference. An 8 chaos difference for a 1920. So if you don't care about chaos, this might be worth doing for you, right? Don't just buy like the level ones unless you're in a big hurry. If I'm bulk buying, I don't care. But if you're like being a little bit more what's the word? A little bit more shrewd with it, you should be buying like the highest level you can, as long as the price difference is very close. Okay, so do that. Another thing I'm sure I'm gonna get asked about is like, well, if you have dump tabs, why isn't your dump tab the first tab, right? Because like if you really want to be efficient, you go into the map, you clear the map, you come back out, you dump literally everything, currency, everything you pick up into a dump tab. Well, there's a reason for that. First, I just like having the currency in here. It's like a personal decision. Second of all, if you use sextants, okay? If I run, like Strand is notorious for taking up a lot of sextants. If I use these 5, okay, and I run out, it pulls from the left, okay? So it will pull white sextants from this tab. And if you're testing things with currency cop, if you're doing whatever X number of runs, that's bad for your data. Also, if you're buying other things like converting currency and you go to an act vendor for like fusings, jewelers, whatever you're converting, it will also pull from the leftmost tab. And sometimes I don't like that. So that's why I prefer this. Okay, so that's one little thing. So that's about it. There's like plenty of other little things to do overall, but if you just map, if you just do things efficiently, if you do a few trades here and there, and like I will say I hate trading, right? I don't hate currency, I just hate trading. If you do these little things, you will have very consistent monies, and you should never really be poor. Okay, you just play a couple hours a day. Anyways, that's the video. I know it's super long, I'm sorry, but if you have any questions, you can ask below, and yeah, that's about it. All right, bye guys, bye.